Hey, what's going on, guys? We're back here on Freshwater Monday, and today we're going to talk about rods, a couple different tapers, and how to select your right rod for your right technique or multi-purpose rods. So we're going to start off with spinning rods here. Really two different spinning rods, and this is really what I think the only two style of rods or tapers, etc., that you will need for freshwater around this area. And honestly everywhere in a way for your freshwater needs. One of them will be on the smaller size here, more quote-unquote finesse style of rod. And today we're showing you the Bass X rods from St. Croix, which are really technique specific. This one right here is a 610 medium light extra fast. Now, why would I want a medium light rod? Well, for a lot of reasons. If you're fishing clear water, you're fishing, early spring, winter, really any time of the year for bass, smallies, and a lot of different things throughout here in, Maryland and throughout the mid-Atlantic, a medium light rod will become really popular for you when you're throwing, Ned rigs. It's going to have a softer tip there with a lot of backbone to actually drive that hook through and make a good contact and have a good hook set. And it's going to allow you to use that spinning reel for a lot of different things. For example, I know a lot of people don't like to throw jerk baits on spinning rods, but this will be a great rod to do that with some smaller jerk baits. Shaky heads will be a great rod for throwing some shaky heads, smaller, weights, shaky heads, and even throwing some, weightless stuff there too. And you can cross over that rod to do a lot of different things, from anywhere from perch fishing to some pan fishing and whatnot. The second one will be more of my all-around rod here on a spinning setup, and this is the 7'1" medium fast action. Now this will become my do a little bit of everything rod. I can throw some Senkos with this on a little bit heavier cover. I can throw some bigger shaky heads, some actual Texas rig stuff with some little bit heavier bullet weights on it, and even use it for drop shots when you're fishing some heavier cover and not just open water. Besides that, if you're a guy that doesn't like bait casters and you want to throw certain smaller chatterbaits and smaller frame spinner baits, you could do that with this. So spinning rod that does a little bit of everything will be the 7'1" medium from St. Croix and this Bass X. Now, the reel that we'll pair this up with will be either a 2000 or a 2500 size reel. And going to this 7'1", I will pair this up with a 3000 size reel. Now let's switch over to bait casters here. For your smaller applications, meaning smaller to mid-sized jerk baits, crankbaits, certain topwater baits, and even throwing smaller jigs and whatnot, like finesse jigs, using this 6'8" extra fast medium will be one of those rods, once again on the Bass X from St. Croix. 7'1" medium heavy on a bait caster is really my multi-purpose bait caster rod for everything around here when it comes to a little bit heavier cover, or generally anywhere around here. When we're talking about snakehead, bass, this is going to be one of my favorite rods. Why? Because I can throw some frogs with this, spinner baits, chatter baits. Not that I would want to, but you could use it to throw some heavier crankbaits and whatnot. And also for just kind of lightly punching, not that we have a lot of heavy grass here, but punching some grass or just kind of pinpointing actual structure. This 7'1" medium heavies will be the way to go. And the last one here, which is a really niche rod, is a 7'4" heavy St. Croix rod here. And they have multiple lineups on the St. Croix brand. But why would you want something that heavy and stout? Now, if you are encountering super heavy structure or grass, this will be a great frogging rod. Casting your frogs out there, pulling those fish away from that structure. And even at times, you could actually even use it to throw some of those mid-sized glide baits. Now we're talking about, 1 to like 2 or 3 ounce glide baits and some of these reservoirs around here. Yes, it'll be on the lighter side for that 3-ouncer, but if you're throwing those 1 to 2 ounce glide baits, it will be great, and you have the extra leverage and extra length, and that will be a niche rod for, once again, frogging and throwing some of those heavier glide baits out there. So whether you're fishing, you know, nice and small finesse stuff with spinning gear, jerk baits, or even right now during the summer with frogs, we have everything you need out here in multiple brands. But right now we're showcasing you guys that, you know, we have our St. Croix Bass X and Victory and Mojo Bass series. Each one has a little bit different attributes to the blanks, so come by and check them out. And once again, we can set you up with anything you need to go out there and, you know, so do some bass fishing, snake it, etc. Just come by and we can set you up, and we'll see you guys next Monday.